Howdy, howdy, howdy. I hope everybody's getting this. YouTube had to change crap around, and we don't have what we used to have. They got some kind of beta crap up, and it does not look like anything we normally been using here. So I'm having to kind of juggle things around. So if you guys will let me know in the chat if you can see and hear me, so I'll know if the stream is live or not. So y'all let me know, one of you, Cabana Bob, Dan, Lee, Hastings, whoever. If y'all type in there real quick, let me know if you see the stream or not. Otherwise, I won't know if I'm going out. So, alright, I guess I'm not streaming. Alright, y'all see and hear me, because I'm not sure if was streaming with OBS. I didn't get any response in the chat when I asked for if y'all could see or hear me or not. YouTube has changed everything around a lot, so I am not seeing anything here. Alright, because I can't get the OBS stream through here, so there's no panel. I don't think. Hey, Bill. Can you hear me, Bill?
I hear you.
Go check your cam mic for speakers. Alright, can y'all see the panel now? Because I'm using OBS trying to stream this, but let me know in the chat. It's got me and Bill, Big Bill, in here right now. Well, it was. Alright, that's what I was afraid of. It's not picking up the OBS stream. And I have no idea how to get this thing to stream in OBS now, because they've gone to a beta version and got rid of the live stream, the regular live show. Can you hear me now, Bill? Can you hear me now? You hear me? Alright, you can't hear me, Bill. Let me check something. Oh, okay. Hang on. Alright, can you hear me now, Bill?
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, Cabana Bob, go ahead and come back into the panel. I think I figured out what the problem was. I just straightened it out. Bill can hear me now. He couldn't hear me. I had the wrong microphone set on my end. Sorry about it. But you were fine, Cabana Bob. So if you want to join back in, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you were yelling at me for no reason, like it was my fault. Why you yell at me? I'm a very sensitive guy. Don't yell at me.
Hey, Lee.
He figured that. It was his side. Oh, okay. I had to show my ugly face. What can I say?
Hey,
It do.
you're no worse than the rest of us. But anyway, unfortunately, right now, the people can only see me. They cannot see you guys. YouTube has... No, they can only see and hear me. So quit saying bad things about Dan and Lee.
So me and Bob can say terrible things about them, and they wouldn't know it.
Yeah.
I want to do that. I've been learning too much from everybody here.
Yeah, I mean, YouTube re-updated. They did away with the YouTube Live and went to their beta version. And right now, all I can do is stream my camera. I have not figured out. I had no idea they were doing that they switched over. So Andy's in the background working on it. See what he can figure out.
Well, Johnny, I'm looking on my phone, and I can see Bob and myself.
Oh, you can?
Yeah. Brian W. says I can see Lee, Bill, and Johnny, but Bill and Lee alone on video is great. I see everyone, David Hobby said. Hobby said, two streams going, Johnny.
Alright, well, my chat over here is not showing any of that stuff.
Check this out.
Dan said he did a refresh and all he sees is me. There you go, Bill. That looks better.
Yeah, it looked like I'm in the 72nd precinct being questioned about an armed robbery.
Greg G is saying that 2 streams going.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at the YouTube up on my TV, and I can only see Johnny.
Sam Hansen says, I'm at work on my phone and I see all of you and hear you. Ray Johnson says, I see all three.
Alright, I'm not. Alright, that's a different chat here, so hang on. Hello. I do. Alright.
Hey, Andy.
Alright, but if I kill this one, I'm not going to be able to get the chat.
I'm one of the mysterious people.
Yeah.
Oh, Andy.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's fine. How did you get the second stream where you see Bill and Cabana Bob? Because I got some in the chat over here. They're coming in on the chat where, you know, Cabana Bob, because alright, because I think if I kill this one, it's going to kill the chat, even though I popped it out.
I think you're showing the wrong monitor. It's not showing up here. It's showing the output. Honestly, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's not showing up here.
Yeah, no, it's a beta. It's their damn beta thing that comes up. Like when I normally try to start up the stream, it came up with the beta thing now. It's not giving me what I normally get for doing the stream. So, and that's where I see the chat. So if I kill this, I'll lose the chat and I won't be able to know what people are saying.
Just open it on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he just did. Alright, alright. Alright, bye.
If you just open it on YouTube, pop it out, and then close the video window. So all you have is just the chat window. That's all I ever do as well. Google's wonderful. There's a reason why guys like me in the tech industry call Google her lady of perpetual beta. They will not just have a finished product and let it be a finished product.
Alright, where am I going to get the
Chat.
Oh, now it's showing. Hang on. Alright, now I'm getting it. Why did it? Well, let catch up and pull up and what are we doing? Okay. I'm going over here. Leave site, yes. No. I want to kill this. How do I kill this now? In this stream. Are you sure? Yes. Done. Come on. Shut down. Alright, hopefully people are going to go. Alright, let me get back to this one. Pull it down out of the way and over here. Alright. Alright, hopefully everybody can see everybody. I got the thing going now, hopefully. Let me get over here, do this so y'all won't be seeing all these open tabs. Alright. Cabana Bob, if you're on the live stream, just turn the volume off on the live stream. On the viewer, just go over and hit the speaker where it mutes it out. Or otherwise you're up on the show and then we get feedback and echo and all that good stuff.
Correct screen.
Yeah, it looks awfully fuzzy to me. I'll clear it.
Keep in mind you're taxing your bandwidth in a bunch of ways too, so.
Well, let's see just how bad I am. Well, that's now it's just showing me my computer. And that's barely is working. Alright, let me get over here and clear out some tabs. That should hopefully clear it back up. I'll give it a few seconds to see. There is no I don't have any drivers working the camera. It's just stock drivers. I haven't changed anything, Bill. So there's no auto resolution set on this unless it's in YouTube.
OBS has a scaling factor, but that doesn't really explain what you might be experiencing now.
Well, Dwight said he switched to 720p and the grain went away.
Okay, yeah, now that's up to every individual user, and it will try to auto choose the right resolution, but that's less than perfect.
Yeah, mine's set to auto and it says 144p.
Yeah, that's awful. 144 is horrible.
Yeah, but it's set on auto, but it's showing 144.
Yeah, well, auto means it would protect your bandwidth, how much is used of your bandwidth, and try to adjust for that if you have slower speed. That way you can watch YouTube even on a slow internet connection. And with you taxing your internet connection as heavily as you are streaming up. You are in an appear session, pulling all of our videos, streaming your video up. You're streaming to show up to YouTube, and you're also trying to watch it. So it'll go down to 144. There's also a setting in if you're for anybody watching that they do this. I set my YouTube to be the highest resolution possible, even if that means 4K. I want the best thing YouTube can give me, but I've got the internet connection to support it. If you don't have the internet connection, you should choose something slightly less.
Oh, dang it. All right, somebody on the panel say something so I can see.
Hello, 1, 2, 3, counting.
Hello.
Yeah, no, not yet. My, okay.
Welcome to Johnny's brain talk.
Well, if I can get this thing to set on the right damn setting, so I can click OK. All right, now the speakers are working on pal. Yeah, that's another thing. Windows had to update this machine, and that screwed everything up. No BS. So
They got a fix for that too, though.
yeah. I'm getting tired of all this crap. I may do that. Go to an Apple or Mac machine.
That's why most Apple people will tell you they had Windows computers and they got tired of it. They got tired of it. It's the reason I did. Don't get me wrong, I love Windows computers. Absolutely love Windows computers. They break all the time and they make a great livelihood. But when it comes to personal choice, I'll take my fruit machine, as Robert calls it.
And it's been nothing but problems tonight.
Wait, give me a second. Hold on. I did something. I don't know what I did.
Wow, we can see and hear you, Sam. We just see a brick wall.
I know. I'm trying to fix that. Wait.
You'll probably need a sledgehammer from the way it looks.
What did I do?
What's today's date? July 5th.
Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. It's not.
Well, it looks like you just need to turn your camera where it's pointed to you.
Well, I have two cameras on my computer. I have rear or front, and then I have a screen mount camera, and I don't know how to change that.
Go up to the top of the screen. Go ahead, Andy.
You're all right. At the top of the screen where it says cam mic, and yours, I bought a Microsoft Surface right now. It has a forward and aft camera as well, and under cam and mic, it will say front camera, rear.
Where does?
Up in the top center of your appear screen above our videos, up there you'll see Cam/Mike.
Yeah.
Settings. You know, there may be a few things up there, a little list, but Cam/Mike will be one of them.
Oh. Hey.
You can do shadow puppet. There he is. Comb your hair.
Yes, Paw
Look
Bill.
I'm just gonna keep it like this.
That's all right. You're young. You got a whole life to comb your hair. Enjoy it while you're young.
Enjoy it while you have it.
You know,
That's right. Or while it's not gray and so frazzled that it does whatever it wants to do anyway.
well, Andy, your hair. I thought when I first saw it, I thought it was dyed. It looked like it was dyed gray. So it looks good. I like it though.
That's right. It is dyed gray. That is what an all stress diet will do for you.
All right. Well, for those of y'all don't know, the new fella in here besides Sam Cole is Cabana Bob.
Hey.
That we used to have in the chat all the time. And for those out there in the chat, if you still have a grainy picture, put your mouse on top of the viewer and go to the gear and click on it and select 720p if you're on auto. It'll give a list, just select 720p and that will clear the picture up.
Or at least 480. If your internet connection is quite weak, if you have a 2 or 3 or maybe even less than a 5 meg connection, you may only be able to do 480. But that will still look reasonably well on most monitors.
Yeah. Because since I changed mine, it cleared it up over here. So, jeez.
So how's Big Bill tonight?
Big Bill is fabulisio.
Oh, great.
It's a hot one in New York City, bro.
Oh,
Don't I know about it?
Hot one everywhere. And I'm a baby. I had to work outside today for like 45 minutes. So you guys will probably cry about that for most of the time.
On the 4th of July, I had to march in a parade, and it was like 90 degrees. I did a live stream on it. My phone got so hot that it burnt my skin through my shirt.
I believe that.
I think I got everybody beat. I actually work for a trolley company here, and I have no air conditioning in those vehicles. So they get up to about 150, and I was in a parade a couple days ago as well.
Wow.
It's like I can get a suntan inside the vehicle.
Yeah. More like a sunburn.
Well, what state's that, Bob?
Pardon?
What state are you in?
I live in Chicago.
I live in Iowa, so we're like close, kind of.
But that's not going to be much longer. You look behind me, you see a bunch of boxes. I'm working on moving out, so we're maybe 6 or 8 months down the road of moving.
Yeah.
Bob, do you work for CTA?
No, I work for a company called Chicago Trolley and Double Decker. They do tours, charters. I drive both double decker and trolleys. Started about 18 years ago with them and still going, surprisingly. And it's part of Coach USA, so quick plug, everybody.
Just looking at that hairdo on Sam, he reminds me of Kramer.
That's right, it's young Kramer.
It's just today. It just decided to just said, you know what? I'm just not gonna work today. So
that's okay.
And since I didn't have to do anything today, I didn't get dressed. I just hung out at home because summer is
in the nude.
No, like in pajamas.
You said you didn't get dressed.
Well, like.
Gotta be careful. You'll be quite literal when it's funny to be literal around here.
You didn't put on your outside clothes, in other words.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
The only time I went outside was just to see how hot it was. Hasn't changed. So hot. Someone during my live stream asked me, like, they were like, "How humid is it?" And I was like, "It's so humid that we're swimming in the air." So,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, around dinner time here, we got rain, and I usually go out on the front porch after dinner and have a coffee and puff on a cigar. It was like walking into a sauna. Oh. I walked out on the porch, brought the dog out, and we both turned around and walked back in again.
I went to Vegas and like after I got out of the shower one day there, my hair was dry in 5 minutes. That has never happened to me in my entire life. It was just like it blew me away how like dry it is
How
there.
far?
It was like
He didn't hear that.
It's okay, John.
Ralph asked you, Sam, how far did it blow you away?
oh, I don't know. How far away is Vegas? Okay, Google.
Just ask Siri.
Well, but that's a Samsung.
Oh, all right. So I forget the Samsung name of Siri.
I think it's Bixby. I don't know where they came up with that, but it's Bixby, I guess.
Yeah, they bought that.
And they should have just stuck with Google and just done that on, because now there's like two. There's Bixby and Google, so they're like two different things. So it's just like, I don't even use it.
Greg G says, just ask Andy.
They have a button on the side of the phone for to activate the smart user thing, the Bixby. It does that. So it's really annoying when I'm trying to film videos and then it just hits that button and stops recording. It's just like,
Yeah, the video stuff can be actually, or at least with Siri, I use it quite often. As I'm driving down the road, I'll say, "Hey Siri, call so and so." It's actually quite handy, but only when I want it. That's why I like voice activation.
Yeah, Lee said finally fixed it. Yeah, and he said, "Hey to Ralph Bell,
Lee?
Lee Beckler."
Yeah.
I
Good to
think
hear
he's
you
at home.
in the chat.
I just got awesome.
Decent portion of the day, I thought I was going to be out in Lee's neck of the woods tomorrow. I come real close to flying out at 5 a.m. to California. Real close to flying out. But I got out of it. Seems we're pretty sure I got out of it.
Isn't half the state on fire again?
It's summer, so yeah, probably.
Well, anybody doing anything on trains? Now we got this debacle fixed.
I did something.
Bill's waving hands.
I am.
It's got a
Wait,
hand
let
up.
me get it.
I broke something, so that's nice.
That doesn't count.
Well, I broke it on purpose, so
Still doesn't count.
I'll show you what I've been doing.
bear with me for a second. I'm redoing my lift up section, so
We got you straightened away last week. What are we going to have to do for you this week?
I don't know. I actually.
Oh, Bill, nice. I hope that's going to stay intact and not become a fence like your other ones. This is going to
No.
get weathered.
These are going to get weathered, Ralph.
Excellent.
Did you custom paint that?
Yes, I did. That is done with a rattle can, Rust-Oleum.
Nice.
You need to spray it with some dull coat, because in that light there, boy, that thing is nothing
Oh
but
yeah,
shiny.
no, it's a shiny fin. It's got to be done. Then I just got the decals on.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I got this.
what else coming in?
This is because of this irrigation light from the 72nd precinct.
Put it up a little closer and tilt it down. Central. Tilt the boxcar down, not the light. Yeah, New York Central.
All right. Looks nice.
Yeah.
That's with a red primer.
Oh, I got a question for you guys.
Hang on.
Maybe we have an answer.
So, it's not. I mean, it's not like. Well, okay. I don't know if this only happened to me, but have you guys ever lost a piece of rolling stock, or like a boxcar, or like
Lost like you can't find it?
Yeah.
Happens to me all the time.
Same.
Sure.
As long as it's not rolling stock that I'm doing for a customer, I'm okay with it.
Sam. Since
Yes.
you didn't comb your hair, it's right there behind your ear in your hair. You just gotta
Yeah.
comb your hair out. It'll fall out.
Yeah. From all the gel that I used to put in it for the school year, it'll be gone by the time I'm 30.
What, the gel or your hair?
My hair, both.
Okay.
But I had 3 hoppers, like modern, like Walther's, really nice hoppers, and a New York Central boxcar, kind of like that, but it was green. All 4 of them. I don't know where they went. I had a layout at my grandma's house back when like she had room in her basement. But I had a huge layout down there, and I had a ton of stuff over there, and I don't know where it all went. It just disappeared. So I don't know where it went.
Well, she might have cleaned up and thought you didn't need it no more and threw it away, or either you packed it up and forgot about it.
Maybe. I do have a box over there for freight cars, but I don't think it's. I'm actually gonna go check.
Everybody's saying the road looks good, Andy.
Thank you. I mean, it's still drying. It's still quite wet, so there's still some streakiness to it and some kind of patchy stuff. This stuff takes several days to dry up, but I'm happier with the cracking than I thought I would be, considering it's all hand scratched in, so artistic, and that's from an engineer doing something artistic. So,
well, Dwight says, Andy, does road improvement taxes just went up?
Yeah, no question about it. These old concrete roads, and all the pictures I find of I don't have pictures that show what this road exactly looked like, but you model it off of what you know and what the roads look like in the area. What old concrete roads look like. This would have been about 30 or 40 years old at the point I'm modeling in 50, so it should be pretty cracked.
Cracked, I agree with, but I'm not sure the color is right for concrete.
Oh, well, like I said, it's still wet, so
Ralph,
it's still much too dark.
I'm going to shoot you.
I'm going to go back and use some dry brushing. Also, keep in mind these cameras do an awful job of showing the color. What it looks like to me is not what the camera is not doing the coloration justice, because the cameras do an awful job with contrast. So I see the streakiness because it's still wet in spots. Also, it needs to be a little darker because I'm going to use some white to get the lanes and stuff like I did on the little sample piece. So anyway, we'll see how it comes out.
All right, real quick, Michael, Bill just put in the chat, thank you guys. So that is his YouTube channel name. And if you take your cursor, if you're on a desktop or a laptop, put the cursor to the far right in the chat. Across from his name, you'll see 3 dots. Click those, and that'll take you straight to his YouTube channel, and you can subscribe directly.
Oh, I have a problem again. I have another problem. Hopefully, you guys can help me out with this one, because this one's a little more problematic. Okay, so wait. All right, let's go here for a second. So I bought 130-foot turntable, but my plan calls for a 90-foot turntable, and I didn't know that until like right now. So instead of having a foot of room between the wall and the farthest piece of track towards the turntable, I have 8 inches between the outer lip of the turntable and the wall. So I don't know what to do. So if I can kind of do this thing again, I have 8 inches from the corner of that and the wall instead of having a foot between that piece of track and the wall. So how do I fit all of that into 8 inches?
Hot water.
Also, background buildings between 3 pieces of track, or 3 rows.
Track is pretty hard to adjust when you constrain space. You can make structures and scenery, but track is going to take whatever geometry the track requires to work out. And it may be that you just need to add 4 or 5 inches to the front of your benchwork. Pop your benchwork out a few inches, pick up a few more inches, and slide the table a little further forward to make up the difference. Because if the if the track geometry is different than what the plan calls for, it's always going to be slightly different. You just about always just have to make enough room to adjust that geometry. You could use backdrop flats like Miles does, well, basically everybody does in the hobby, to scenic it and put structures there and take little to no room on your layout with structures. But the track geometry is very controlling.
But the problem is I don't have room to extend the layout because the layout is 11 feet and 6 inches wide, and the room is 11 feet and 6 inches wide. So
Whoa.
What you got, Bill? What's your little doodling say?
No, I ordered these decals from Microscope.
Oh, I see what you got. I thought you drew something. What are those for?
For the cars I just did.
Oh, yeah. Good stuff.
I'll do you in a minute, Sam.
Can you not step out into the aisle just a few inches?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Not really. I mean, I could go maybe 3.
Well, that's all you need.
But you're right at the corner.
Well, if you look, hold on. Wait.
The turntable's only about 3 inches bigger. So if you gain 3 inches, in theory, yeah, I mean, it seems like you'd be able to adjust that out a little bit. I mean, it's going to be a pitch point in your benchwork, but my aisles are all smaller than your aisles are.
Yeah.
But that's a compromise I was willing to make. I compromised aisle space for layout. Everybody says don't do it. I get that it's an awful thing to do, but I'm not in a very big room, so.
An idea that I also thought of is to, whoops, hold on. Don't know how to work my computer. There we go.
That's okay.
Whoa, this is, okay. For why I'm really confused right now is because that is like, so everything on this camera is reversed. So it's really weird. But if you look on this side, or on the side where the layout is, I have almost a foot of room there. So I was thinking of grabbing, and I have a video on this coming out soon, if I take that piece of hardboard and put foam on it and line it up perfectly with that and get it a leg or something, then I could have a whole another foot of room right there and put all the background buildings right there instead of creating it. I'd make like a kind of like a staging yard, but not really, because I got it. All right. So my
Did you save? Well, see that straight through track you can push closer to the wall.
Yeah, but there's 2 tracks there, so I have to kind of make room.
What is that turntable that's in there now?
It is a 130-foot turntable, and the plan calls for a 90-foot.
All right, so
I didn't know that.
What were you trying to do? You want the 130 in there instead of the 90?
Yeah.
All right, so you already got it in place. Well, just do like you said, add on to the back side of the layout, put your buildings. You can run your 2 tracks still down through there, don't you think, Ralph? Looks like you still got plenty of room.
I was going to suggest, did you save the circle that you cut out?
No.
He's a kid.
Shame.
Why would he do that?
Because then you could have put it back in and moved the turntable a little closer to the bottom of the screen that we're looking at right now. And as it came closer to the edge of the layout this way, you could also move it a little bit to the left because you've got that angle on the side of your fascia.
So
go ahead.
Okay. My foam is a ½ an inch deep, and so is my hardboard. So turntable actually had to cut through the foam and the wood.
Yeah.
So if I give me 1 second. Ooh, that's a loud noise. Okay, so basically there's just a gigantic hole there.
Yeah.
And that hole is also through the 2x4, which just happens to be the leg.
Well, that's okay.
Right here. So, yeah. I couldn't really put the hole back in.
No, but that whole sheet of plywood and foam that you have there now can be removed and a new one put in, and move the turntable closer to the camera and a little bit to that angled edge,
to the front edge,
and it'll to the front edge, and it'll give you room in the back for those tracks.
Okay, but the thing is, though, I mean, I would do that if I knew how to cut a hole in my layout safely.
What tool did you use to cut that?
I didn't cut it. My dad's friend cut it.
Okay.
Get him to come back over and recut it for you.
Well, he's one of those guys that's like, once I'm done, I'm done. So, but I could probably figure it out eventually.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Well, the only other thing you can do is you still have that straight track going along the wall. And what you do is you put a turnout where your three-way is, and a turnout on the right side of the turntable, and put a straight through in between so that there's only 2 tracks there instead of 3. You understand what I'm saying?
Kinda.
So you force the second track that you're going to put in, or second and third track, to join into one. But then you've got your yard ladder you have to work with. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes more sense to move the turntable.
Yeah.
But I just like, it's one of those things that, like,
You should put all your track in first. See if you can get a flat board and some more styrofoam, and put all your track in the way you want it, and then place your turntable.
okay. But the thing is, I'm kind of saving money for a system to run my layout on.
All right.
And to replace a whole, not like to replace a whole 1/8 of my layout is almost not affordable for.
Hey, Sam,
Yeah.
why don't you just take that one single dead end track out and all those buildings, move your main track on back over, just don't have the buildings there. Then you got room.
Put them on the other side.
Or just put flats against the wall. Yeah, it doesn't take up 1/8 of an inch.
Well, another thing I'm kind of thinking I can do is, I don't know if any of you brought this up, but take out that third track just altogether and use the, wait, if I can find where my finger's going, and just use that second track as what that third track normally would be. And
Yeah,
then
but is that a main line? Is that a main line track?
Yeah.
All right, you can't use it. You don't want to block your main line. Just take the buildings out, but move your track over. You can put those buildings somewhere else, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that I don't have those buildings yet, so it's not like I bought them and now I have to use them.
All right, problem solved. Just take the track out, put your other 2 track up closer to the wall.
Could do that too.
You can put your buildings on the right hand side where you've got the pavement.
He hasn't bought them yet, so don't even worry about it. Just move the track.
And I think another thing that I could do is have a turnout right there, right here. Wait, if you can't see it. All right, hold on. If I put a turnout like right here, maybe, and just had it extend out. Well, this is going to be curved, so it'd be more like back there. But then it would extend to there, where my kind of, I don't know, where my, I want to have like a scrap yard, because I can get this back the other way. So what I want to have on my layout, have a video about this coming out too. There's a building by my house that is a part of Alcoa, which is now Arconic, but Alcoa is like this 1.5 mile long building that's a part of Alcoa, which is like steel and aluminum and stuff. And I want to have that building on my layout, so I'm gonna scratch build it, even though I don't know what I'm doing. It's gonna be like this 5-foot long building on the back of my layout, and I'm just gonna have like a turnout, and then it's gonna like have a track go into the building, and it's gonna like drop off scrap, and then they're gonna make metal out of the scrap and make cool things out of that, and then the switcher's gonna come back over and get more scrap from the scrap yard and put it over in Alcoa. So that's kind of like my side part of the layout. That's what I was thinking, at least. So that's kind of like what I was thinking to do, and that's why I would extend it out so I could have the scrap yard out there.
You can still put the scrap yard in the corner where you can't put track.
Right. That's what I was thinking. But I would have to have a track out there to get the things to it. Or I'd have trucks there and make it stuff.
Andy.
Sir.
Dustin's N-Scale Railroad wanted to know what you used to make your roadway.
It is Durham's water putty and some tempera paint, stain it, but otherwise just Durham's water putty.
All right.
And it takes, it doesn't chip or it's not brittle like plaster is, although I will say plaster is easier to stain after it's hard. It's easy to mix color in either one of them. Also, if you work with plaster, you got to be careful. You got to use like tempera paint. You can't use wet paints; they degrade the plaster too much. You can't mix a latex paint or anything into a plaster.
Hang on a second. If you're using drywall mud, you have to be careful about using paints, wet paints. On plaster of Paris, you can actually drop it in a bucket of water after it's cured, and it will not get soft.
Yeah. After it's cured, you just can't mix them with it. So in my case, I colored it like I'm doing the sidewalks now, and I mix the colors. You can mix the tempera paint with it.
You can mix the paint with it, or because it's only powdered paint.
Right. Yeah, you just can't use a wet paint like a latex paint. But
right.
Yeah, but now the tempera paints, man, that's the bee's knees. That's good stuff. I'm a big fan of the tempera paint now. For a whole lot of things, actually.
Yeah, for me,
that's what I made my wash with as well.
I have to order the tempera powders because all the stores around here just carry the liquid paint, tempera paint.
Well, and I bought this jug at Hobby Lobby, I think. I'm pretty sure I bought it at Hobby Lobby. I didn't order it. I'm pretty sure I got it at Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, the one down here doesn't have it. They just
have
the
Hobby Lobby's
liquid
vary
paint.
quite a bit.
They don't have the powder. Well, I got Hobby Lobby and Michael's.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of. Well, I mean, they vary by place. The Michaels that are around us are just not very conducive to our hobby. They just don't have much. There's a little bit of stuff there.
Well,
I bought some whatever that stuff is people make weeds with, like cocoa something. I don't. It's a coconut fiber material, and there's a stupid name for it. But I bought some of that at Michael's. But otherwise, I don't get a lot of stuff at Michael's that I could use.
Well, Michael's is arts and crafts. It's not trains, really. They got a half a row.
Tempera paints is not trains either. It's arts and crafts.
Yeah.
It's a grade school type of paint. If that makes sense to you. I mean, that's where they use most of it. The tempera paints is in the low schools.
Kindergarten and elementary schools.
Yeah.
But I've used it to make the washes for this as well because it doesn't really set up per se for me. So right now this is tempera paint. that's staining all these cracks, I could wet this, and every bit of that paint would just, or at least most of that paint, it would leave a stain, but most of that paint would just come right up if I washed it hard enough.
I doubt that.
Well, yeah, I guess I'm probably exaggerating this. I know that doesn't seem like me, but
I see you're doing some construction work on the road now.
Yeah, I'm doing this sidewalk. I had it formed up, so that's the best. I've kind of come up with the best way I could think of to do it. So I built forms that will eventually be the curbs at the right size of curbs, and then used them as forms. Now, I'm fully aware that I may have to rip them out, but they will come out. I can break that wood out of there if I need to put styrene or something else to make the curbs with. But so far I'm doing that, and then the inside piece of wood on this road, I left it and glued this second piece on top of it to make the curb for the sidewalk, which is a smaller stock of wood because the sidewalk should only be about 4 inches tall. So it's a smaller stock of wood, smaller curbs, and glued those together to make it forms. And if I have to rip them out, we'll see. I'm going to try to color the wood, sand, shape, and color the wood to match concrete. But I did that pretty well recently on a wall, a concrete wall, but I covered it all in spackle. And I got a pretty good looking piece of concrete out of a piece of plywood.
Yeah, the only issue you have with using wood is you have to somehow cover the grain because the grain will show through.
Absolutely. Yeah,
no matter how you paint it, the grain will show through on plywood.
Absolutely. I sanded it real well, and then I spackled it like an 1/8 inch layer, 1/16 to 1/8 inch layer of spackle, which actually left a bit of a texture that is rather good, and then I sanded that pretty good with electric sander that this one that I've got that just sands in bidirectionally, so it doesn't make swirls. I got a good jitterbug sander, but my jitterbug sander is not very handy for model railroading because it puts swirls in everything.
You had this problem last night as well. It's an orbital sander. Just because it can switch to straight up and down, it's still called an orbital sander.
It is. Yeah, but this one, unlike my other orbital sander, my other jitterbug sander, which does not have that selection, this one does. It's sure a lot. The one I've got that does that is quite large for what I'm working with. It's pretty, it's wood shop tools, man, for fine, delicate work, which is a little patience testing.
Yeah, I have a Black & Decker one, and
I think that's what this one is. A Craftsman. But it's quite. Like I said, I got that little jitterbug that's quite small. It would have been just obviously, but this one's quite large.
Yeah, I had my Smooth It Street, like the Woodland Scenic Street, that on my old layout, and I don't know if I did it wrong, but it didn't look right. I didn't like the way it looked, so I just one day after I had taken my layout all apart, I just grabbed the electric sander. It took about 4 hours, and it was gone. I just sanded it all off. There's still dust in this room from that.
Yeah, smooth it's a plaster, and there's nothing wrong with plaster roads. I've done those. I mean, I did those years and years ago, and they're great. Honestly, there's no argument with plaster in most ways. I'm not as fond of how they take scratching and gaps because they're kind of brittle. So the lines in it are not as finessed as I would like them to be. I've heard people say that I should be using there's another type of that sounds like hydrocal, like Duracal or something like that I should be using. Not that Durabond stuff, but it's a different class of plaster. Dental plaster would be the ticket, but doggone, that stuff's so hard to work with and expensive.
Exactly. It's very hard. Not just hard to work with, hard.
Yes.
Andy, there's two questions here. Michael Lambertino wants to know what you think of the cement method that Ken Patterson used.
Well, I tried that, and I've got it on some of my layout, and I did it in the background first, and I'm glad I did. I think it makes an okay asphalt, but not concrete. It makes an okay asphalt. If you're modeling modern roads, it's not a bad way to do it. For me, I think I would still lean toward it being a background solution. It's a good solution. Still got some here. I will still probably do some future roads with it. It's a good background technique, but this is a very, very distinct foreground scene, and it's meant to be concrete. And you cannot carve expansion gaps in it correctly because it's a vinyl compound, a vinyl material, so it's very soft. So it doesn't take fine, detailed lines like a plaster.
When it forms a crust on it.
What's that?
Once it forms a crust on it, you can actually draw the lines into it.
Well, and with that,
it cures completely.
Yeah, and with that asphalt resurfacing or patch material, you could draw lines on the surface, but you could not indent them, so you would lose the texture. Or if you did, the lines that you indented would have a V contour to them instead of being very distinct like cracks. And a lot of this has to do with, how high your layout is, exactly how close to foreground. This is very, very foreground. I'm up on a ladder.
Or how fussy you are, because a V groove is not something that you're going to see.
Well, I mean, I'm not the fussy type, but for people who are fussy.
There's another question here from Craig G. He wants to know, and probably when you get that done, he wants to know if you can give us a closer look at the road.
Absolutely. I took some pictures with my camera. Actually, I did some video, too. I don't know if I'll ever edit it, but if I ever edit it, I'll
but if you don't post it, we can't see it.
I know. I did a video of my balance technique several years ago. It's easy to turn your phone on and record it. It's quite difficult to take the time and sit down. And even free time I got, I want to build the railroad, So.
Yeah, I have so many videos that I broke into different parts. So now I have to download it onto my computer and then edit it. So that's what makes it hard.
Well, the sad thing is, I went to school for this. I got a degree. Don't get me wrong. I went to school in the 90s for this, and we actually cut 2-inch videotape and, physically cut tape and patched it together. But I went to school for video production, audio video production work. I wanted to work in Hollywood, but now I just don't have the free time to do it. And when I'm off work, I don't really want to spend that much time sitting in front of my computer. So I want to be doing this stuff. But I have took videos, but I took videos a couple years ago of my balance technique. I never did make that into a video. Got some videos of my tree technique, but I did record everything I've done here. So at some point I may go back and I think I will for the fine scale show. Go back and break it up and show the video content and talk through it and answer questions a little bit more.
Ron said that you just forgot how to make videos.
Oh yeah.
He said, I think Andy forgot how to make videos.
Yeah. Well, it's changed a lot too in all those years, but I mean, I'm sure I could. I've done a few videos. I've done hour commercial videos for our company. I've done them, of course. With the YouTube Auto Builders, we do live stuff, so I haven't done a lot of editing.
But Andy, the change has been kind of drastic. You can't take white out anymore and put it on the screen to rearrange your clips.
Okay, well, forget that.
That's right.
Forget that. You're taking all the fun out of it. That's.
Although now that you bring up the topic of whiteout, I read an article by somebody last week, and he uses whiteout on a very large scale to do chip paint on wood.
Really?
Huh.
Because it doesn't stick too well on the wood, it leaves it looking like it's cracked in chip paint.
So how did he apply it? Brush it on, or did he use it wasn't on mineral spirits or anything, was it?
No. You have to rub it on.
Huh. Okay.
Well, if you're using tape as rub on, you got the liquid too. Liquid
Somebody the tape. Are you kidding me? Yeah. So one of us has got to try that.
No, it's the tape that he was using. It's the tape that he was using.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a rub on. It doesn't stick too good. All right, Andy.
Well,
Andy.
Yes, sir.
I got 2 solutions for you about the video. Greg G says, Andy, do live stream while working on the railroad. Start to finish coding, said, or just don't edit and post it.
Yeah, yeah. It's. I'd have to edit it and at least speed it up. It's a little dry. I've recorded about 5 or 6, 13, 14, 15-minute segments. So I'd have to speed it up because it's maybe a 10-minute video. Honestly, if I talk over it and stuff, maybe. If it take longer than that, man, I wouldn't watch it if it's more than 10 minutes.
Wait a minute, Andy. You're stating that if you had to talk over, it'd be a 10-minute video?
Huh? I know where you're going with this.
I'm just saying, bro.
Too is there's this free music like on SoundCloud for my when I did I don't know if I've ever done a time lapse, but for my my big reveal of my layout video, I did a montage of it that was supposed to turn out cool, but the camera just turned out really shaky. So
ooh, I thought you were going to say something else.
It didn't turn out well, but then I put really cool music behind it that was free, so that was kind of. So if you're if you have a time lapse, you can put music behind it, and it'll be entertaining for people. You can keep it at regular, and then it'll be cool. That's what I did for my paintings, and just talked the whole time.
Oh, so that's Sam Cole's mic that keeps blowing out.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, your mic goes 100% volume sometimes. Gives us a lot of static.
Regular voice.
Huh?
That might be my regular voice. I talk loud.
No, it's your microphone.
No, it's the mic.
How do I fix it?
Sam's doing it right now. Whatever you just did, don't do it.
I didn't do anything.
I don't think.
Yeah, that's not the fix.
What were you touching just now?
I opened the cam/mic thing, and I just did that, and then I X'd out of it, and I didn't touch anything. Well, I went under sound output. I just went like that, and then I didn't click anything, and I hit X. So.
Your OCD's kicking in now, Andy.
Thank you for that. There's my my mental checks and balances. Thank you, Ralph.
You know that you can sand it after it dries.
I'm going to sand it, but yes, I have a tendency to shoot for perfection.
Yeah,
Right from the start.
yeah, but Ralph, his perfection though, when that starts drying, all he's doing is pulling it then.
Yeah, I was having to wet my blade already. It's already drying up so much that my tail's been drying.
Guys, I'm going to bail on this.
You do have to work this stuff
All right, Bill.
relatively
All right,
quickly.
Bill. You have a good night. We'll catch you later. Appreciate you for coming in.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, Andy. I got to bail.
Oh, see you, brother. Have a good night.
Be well. Bob, nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you. See you soon.
Sam, be well, all right?
All right.
Be well. Bye-bye.
Hey, Bill.
He gone.
Yep.
All right, what we're going to do is let Andy show a close-up of his road, so I'm going to wind it up. Bob, real quick, we hadn't given you a chance to do any talking here. Did you have a layout before you started packing up to move, or?
I have had a few layouts in the past. Never anything got finished I was working mainly with various groups up here, modular groups that at least gave me something to run on. But I started actually making for the basement because this is a 2-flat. Basically, framework in a modular form so that I can build it and eventually tear it down, knowing that eventually I was going to move from here. And they never got put together. They're down there, but reality is I also have over 200 or 300 boxes full of trains.
Yeah,
and it's all got to be moved with me. What?
HO?
I'm mostly into HO, but I'm into everything really. I tried to do something G gauge in the backyard, and it didn't work. I have a little bit of everything in my possession, including a 2-color dwarf signal in the basement, ready to be transported with me as well. So
okay.
It's a little bit of everything. It's just I never was able to finish anything because of, let's just say, life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we all experience that. So basically, I'm hoping the move is going to be the final deal on it because I'm looking for a house south. We're looking at Tennessee area, and the homes I've seen all have some sort of rec room. So those rec rooms is going to be my train layout eventually.
Oh, so if you come down Tennessee, you're going to be between me and Andy then.
Andy.
All right.
Then you feel like an Oreo cookie.
Well, the way I'm built, I'm the double stuff.
That's all right.
But yeah, it just happens this way, you know. Of course, see behind me, we're already packing stuff away and getting together. Mixture of everything back there, including more trains.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm addicted to buying it.
Yeah. Yeah. Mitch here says, what do you think about the Central Valley turnout kits? Has anyone used them?
They're spectacular. I'm a super fan of them. If you use Flex Track, if it was not for the fact that I love the wood ties and all the metal detail parts, that I'm enamored by all the detail parts around a turnout especially, I think we do a horrible injustice to the detail that can be track work with the 70 different detail parts that we don't put on turnouts that are available in plastic kits from Central Valley and Micro Engineering that you can put on commercial turnouts. But if you're using Flex Track, build Fast Track's jig turnouts for the mechanics of it. Use printed circuit ties. They're spectacularly solid. And set them down into a plastic Central Valley tie strip. You'll have to modify the tie strip slightly and flex it to make it work, but people do it. And you have ties that look like your plastic ties, like your Flex Track ties that have the wood grade, whatever, simulated wood grade, like your Flex Track, with tie plates that you lose on Fast Track's turnouts without jumping through some hoops to get them. And they look like a commercial turnout, but with all the good physics of a Fast Track's turnout. And they're bendable and flexible and make curved turnouts, and they're good. They're really good.
Brian X said, great job, Andy.
And yeah, I've got a little bit better way to show you these. This is, again, keep in mind these are still not dry, so it'll take a few days for it, but maybe this way you can get a little bit better feel for the cracking and such.
Yeah, it looks good.
And I was looking at pictures and tried to recreate how some of the big cracks kind of shoot across the road. And a lot of them tend to be in the corners, of course. They tend to come up to a crack and step over a little bit.
The expansion joints.
What's that?
Yeah, they jump the expansion joint.
Yeah, and they tend to step over a few inches. So I've looked at a lot of pictures of this stuff, tried to recreate it, and it's not, and this was like yesterday or something. And anywhere there was any imperfection, and I didn't have a lot, but I did have a couple little imperfections. I exaggerated the imperfections with a lot more cracking around them. And I'm going to go back and paint some patches on, some tar patches, not over all these lines. That was not real common back then to do that. But there would have been a few little patches. And around the sidewalk, I'm going to put some grates
and such. I do need to find a source for the grates and such. I have not found a source for those. Used to, we could get them from Vector Art, but now that Vector Art's gone, where do we get manhole covers and
look at your etched metal? Somebody, I can't remember who it is, they were doing a lot of manhole covers and stuff that looked really good.
Oh, I would prefer it in an etched metal without a question.
I've seen them in etched metal, so you might want to go back to your etched metal companies and see what they got.
All right, I didn't even think about it being an etched metal. That's good stuff. All right, I'll go look. I wish somebody would buy Vector Art's inventory of products and do them. I mean, like I'm devastated. Jimmy Simmons is making kits right now. That's what I need for this city section, and I should have bought a few some months ago, but I didn't know what I wanted to buy. I didn't know what kits, etc. I really should have bought some. And honestly, that's a hard thing to come by.
Yeah,
Small town USA in craftsman kits are rare. If Woodland Scenics or DPM, whatever, they make them plastic. Downtown Deco makes some, but a lot of theirs are stuccoed over, and that's not what they look like in 1950 in Appalachia. So,
all right, well, start to finish, Coding said, check with what's its name?
I did. I think I looked at.
But Greg G said, go look at Clover House.
Oh yeah, that's what I didn't think of. There are a lot of these cottage industries out there. All
right, start to finish. Come up said, TREXOR.
Never heard of them.
TREXOR.
Okay.
Anyhow, we're already at an hour 19 minutes, so I think we'll go ahead and wrap this one. Start to finish said he'll remember his name. He's on the chats a lot. And
well, if anybody thinks of any, vendors that we haven't found, there's a lot of these little vendors out there that make a few unique products like what Vector Art did and what a lot of model railroad industries do. A lot of cottage industries out there. If anybody thinks of them, by all means, message me. Facebook, G+, smoke signals. Carrier pigeons are a little slow, but I take them too.
I can always just stick it in the comment on the show.
There you are too. That's right.
So, real quick, I have an electrical box that is like on my way out.
Who put it there?
My parents, before they knew that I was going to have a layout this big.
Okay.
So yeah, the breaker box there. How do I make it look like it's not there?
You make it look like a building.
Yeah.
Skyscraper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about as good as.
Get you
or
some
storage
styrene.
towers.
You've got to be able to maintain good access to it, and actually, you're already in tough territory, not being able to walk right up to it. It's
actually, he's already violated the electrical code. You can't have nothing around the electrical box within 6 feet. So he's already violated that code.
So might as well plaster a mountain over the sucker. I get it. So whatever's in front of that needs to be easily removable. So, a pretty good tall structure would be a spectacular, easy way that you could just build 3 walls and just set it in there, take it out, or put a tunnel there.
Move the camera up, Sam, so I can see the top.
No.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be hard to do. You're not going to be able to hang it from the top.
It's big.
And a skyscraper out in the middle of, without a whole lot of buildings.
Well, he doesn't have to go the full height, though. I was thinking he could take and build it, have a top over it where it just sits on top of the breaker box, but he's got a bunch of wire and stuff up there. It's not going to let him do that, so he'll just have to build it about halfway up and set it up there in place, and that's it.
Yeah, my parents already don't like that I painted the white wall, my white wall brown. So I'm kind of pushing the limit to what I can do for the time being.
You're better to cover that wall with something. Nothing permanent. You could buy a piece of rolled metal. Now, keep in mind the edges are a little rough. You need to buy the trim strip for it, put all the metal, cut yourself with it. But you can buy the rolled metal for like $40 or $50 for 50 feet of it, and just roll it around the walls and double stick it.
You'll get it.
Yeah, stick it to the wall and paint it blue. And then you can do whatever. You can put some belly flats on it, you can stick whatever to it, and whatever. If you tear the layout down, build a different layout, or move the layout, in a future house, you take the material down, you roll it up.
Well, Ari's saying as far as electrical box, do nothing to it because it can be a potential flash arc hazard. So if you get an arcing in there, it could set whatever material you got on fire there. So just leave it like it is. Just say, oh well.
And if I could find a backdrop that's like big enough and like that looks decent enough, then I can put it all the way around the layout to make it look.
You do photo backdrops. I'm gonna do photo backdrops over my layout, but this gets pretty pricey. Photo backdrops are, but you could take that roll metal, paint it blue. Stick some buildings up there, paint you some mountains on the thing for now, and as time goes on, and you have the money and decide you want to put the money towards the photos, you can put a hill or a town on a hill on one section. It's flexible, and you could grow as money was available, and as you desired to do it.
But
don't lose it.
With metal, I don't know how electricity. Wow, I'm so good at spelling today. Well, electricity. I don't really know how. If I put something metal on the electrical box, I don't.
No, just leave the electrical box alone. Don't touch it. Don't cover it. So you don't get in trouble with electricians. Just. Andy's talking about doing the wall, just covering the brick up.
Yeah, just a brick. Just 2 foot wide up the brick, paint it blue. But your electrical box, there's just not a good fix for that. Set up a building flat in front of it. Don't put it on the box or anything. Just set a building flat in front of it. That's about as good as you're going to get. Big warehouse.
My plan didn't say that, or it didn't say, hey, beware the electrical box. So there's kind of track. Well, there's track right next to the electrical box, not on top of it, but there's track within a few inches of it.
Yeah, okay.
So there's no real room for a building right there.
Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Put grass there. Don't worry about it. You can't do nothing about it now.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to touch
About
it.
right.
All right, we're going to wind this one up. Sorry for the debacle at the start of the show, but it all came up wrong with me and sent me south for a while till we got it straightened back out. All right, so I appreciate it. Cabana Bob, good to see you. Come on back in.
I'll be back.
Just remind me next time if you can't hear me to check my settings when Windows updates, because it does. It screws my OBS up, and I have to go back through and reset everything on it. And I totally forgot about that tonight. Well, when I came in here, yeah, when I came in here and started, and I got this other beta thing, and wasn't seeing how it was going to work. I was a little frustrated anyway. And had time to figure out that my OBS needed to be reset. So anyway, we'll catch y'all later. Don't forget, next week, July the 10th, it's going to be the Fine Scale Show. They'll be at 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. So we'll shoot back over here. Let me throw that one up there one time for you. So you, anyhow, we shall see you next week on July the 10th. Y'all have a good weekend. Be safe.